Mic check, mic check, mic check, check. 1, 2. How far they gonna go on the podium? All right. But
It was turned off. Can we please seal the doors? Other than Grand Master, please don't open those doors. Other than Grand Masters or whomever he deems he wants to come in. No, you can let him in. I'm still talking. Before we get started, we always have to invoke the aid of the deity. I'm gonna ask Reverend Robichaud to get up and bless us with a prayer for this year's oratorical contest. When you get right up on.
Let us bow our heads. Gracious God, our Father, how we bless you and thank you for who you are and for what you have done. We pray now that you would bless this event, for we thank you for the J.W. Vaughn Oratorical Contest. We pray for each of our contestants that as they stand and exercise their gift, that they will do it with boldness. Bless in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. You may be seated. I truly, truly bless each and every one of you for coming and those that will be coming. First, giving honor to God who's head of our life and all of you, our most worshipful Prince or Grand Master Slaughter, and all of the district deputy Grand Masters and all committees. The first thing I want to do is introduce our judges. We're going to start to my left, and she'll introduce herself, and we'll just move it around before we come. Turn it on. It was off.
It's on him. Yes, sir. Thank you. Hi, my name is Tamika White, where I reside in Winsboro, Louisiana. I am a member of Rising Star Chapter number 54 OES chapter in Winsboro. I am a graduate from Southern Arkansas University in Magnolia, Arkansas, where I work in Monroe, Louisiana for the Director of Human Resources Administrative.
I am a member of district clinic number 15, which is in Homer, Louisiana, where I currently serve as the associate matron. It is again my pleasure to be here another year. I'm excited, and thank you all for having me. Good afternoon. I am past matron Lisa Wells Johnson from New Orleans, Crescent City, chapter number 195. I am a practicing attorney of 22 years, but I have been an educator for 27 years. And so I look forward to these young men. I currently run my private law practice, in addition to advising the New York City Department of Education in education claims. And so I'm so happy to see these young men, our future leaders. So I congratulate you and your parents in advance because I know they were. So congratulations in advance.
Ooh, Tanika. Okay. Beast.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'll be the timekeeper. So still be while we do that.
Bees is our timekeeper. Miss Tanika is our tally voter. I'm gonna move out of the way for my committee member to let him come with his committee guys.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Joseph McAllister. I'm the Worshipful Master for Alson Pryor Lodge number 253, and I have the privilege to being on the committee for the J.W. Vaughn Oratorical Competition. I actually started in this competition when I was in high school, 16 years old, worked my way up, serving, pushing, And now I'm just a great mentor to these fantastic young men. Other than me, I want to go ahead and bring up the other committee members that we have and what they do. So, Brother King, Brother Kevin.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Demetri King. I'm a junior warden from Pride Austin Lodge number 253, and I'm the scribe for this event.
Good evening, y'all. My name is Kevin Deloach, a brother from Blazing Star number 114. And this morning I was just here mentoring with the kids, but also be taking pictures of their speeches, videos.
Thank you. I was always told when you recognize talent, you use it, because I remember sitting under the older Masons and taught me when it's time pass on the torch, you pass on the torch. My name is Brother Tyrone Glover. I'm a member of Oliver P. Aaron 300. I've been working with this committee since it was the Arab Slaughter's Oratorical Contest. I think I got about 20 years in as the administrator, director, you name it, I stood in it. But it's a pleasure, always a pleasure, being in the presence of young men that are willing to give up their Saturday to come here and really show their expertise. I'm gonna move out of the way for our administrator, who's been an administrator for the last 2 years, I believe. But he's getting excited. This is the first year I ever seen him this excited and motivated. Normally he sits quiet and don't want to say anything, but I heard he's been kicking some dust up this year. So, Mr. Rock.
Good afternoon. Yeah, you're right. I'm usually the Russell Simmons of this thing. I like to say thank y'all for coming out and good night. But on today, I just want to say I appreciate we was sitting up here. We was just looking at the crowd that's growing. The people that have more family members, more future candidates. We hope that are looking in. And when you see these young men up here, I want y'all to be sitting saying, that's going to be me next year. You know, come look and be a part of it. To the parents, I thank you for giving up your weekend, your Friday to come out. Judges, thank y'all for being a part of the timekeepers and the thing as we watch this thing. Like I said, it started out as the Rouge Slaughter Oratorical. Then we changed it. Our Grandmaster changed it to the J.W. Vaughn Oratorical. J.W. Vaughn it was the vision behind it. He is, we found out yesterday, 102 years old, but he is still alive and he still gets the results. So he will see these pictures on today, and I'm sure it'll give him joy to see what it has grown to. So without further ado, y'all didn't come to hear me. All right, we're gonna pull you up. Okay. Oh, so he is watching by Zoom. I'm sure it does his heart good to see it. So y'all didn't come to see me or hear me, so I yield.
Mm-hmm. Can I please get a brother to seal that door over there and stand? Well, just don't let anybody out or in, please. What, you know, please. Whenever we take a break, you can let them move around. We have our 2025 winner from last year that's in the audience. Before I call Grandmaster, you want to come up now or last? After it's over, because I want you to come up and say a few words, if you don't mind. On the back end, all right. I want our winner from 25, Mr. Bryson, to come up here for a quick second. He's with KOP. And while he's coming, I would like the family of these young men to please stand and let the audience recognize you. The first thing I asked Mr. Bryson, where was he? Why he didn't come in and participate this morning? He was very, very honest, and I can't be mad at him. So And Grandmaster definitely don't want anyone upset with him because he's definitely a man of his word. So I'm gonna give him his scholarship right now in front of y'all.
I wasn't expecting to come up and speak, I'm not gonna lie. And I had it all planned out in my head. I was actually so mad and disappointed because it was over a year. I was supposed to get this check and I've been waiting on it. My people have been waiting on it, and I'm just happy that I got it. So now I have to change my whole speech again. And I'm not gonna take up too much of the time, but what I have to say to y'all is just never give up. God is your fallback. When I got up here, the first thing I did, and all of my peers can say, is I prayed. I said a tiny prayer, and and the Lord led me on. Let him be your guide. Let I can't even get my words out. The Lord is always by your side, and he will never leave you no matter what. Everything I've been through, he has stayed by my side. He has been one of the only things consistent besides my parents. Always respect your parents, believe in your parents, always respect God, believe in God, keep the faith. And if you keep it, he will reward you. Like he did with this check, he will do the same for you. Thank you. Y'all have a nice day.
Okay. Thank you, Miss. I told y'all he was brutal with me this morning too. So, but attitude reflects leadership. So Bryson, that is my error, period. Because my job is to get first, second, and third directly to Grandmaster on a more rapid pace and to my administrator. So I'll take full responsibility for that error. You understand? So we're all right. Thank you. Just pray for me. Grandmaster want to be last. So without further ado, I just once again, and I have everybody else's scholarship as well. District Deputy Grandmasters, you will have your subject in about 5 minutes because I have it ready. The committee had it ready since this morning, well, last year. So you will be getting a text and an email of the subject for next year. There's some changes that will be made. And where's my veterans guy? Is he in here? Where is he? Where is he? He's not in here yet? Okay, well. Yeah, okay, well, we'll make some changes. I'm gonna turn it over to Joseph. Oh, Lord, I want to thank our videographer, always doing an outstanding job. He and his team, thank him so much. But I definitely want to thank all of you for being here. I'm gonna turn it over to Joseph right now.
Y'all, let's give these young men another round of applause. So I want to first start off with what's the theme they're going to talk about this year, right? And how are these young men going to orate this to you all and just make a great impact? So the theme that was chosen for 2026 is to explore the impact of mentorship on Black male youth. How have mentors, whether family members, teachers, or community leaders, shaped your life or the lives of others around you? That's a good topic, right? Oh my gosh, this is gonna be amazing. So I guess we're gonna get straight into it, and we're gonna go ahead and go to our first contestant. Our first contestant is Caden Parker Kemp. The parent's name, Jasmine Jackson. He will be representing Awesome Pride Lodge number 253 in the 3rd Masonic District. The name of his place of worship is Healing Place. Obviously, he resides in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. His notable accomplishments are Youth in Government, SGA, National Honor Society. The title of his speech is The Power of Mentorship, Building Strong Black Men. Let's give it up for, again, Caden Kemp.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests, mentors, judges, and my fellow participants. I would like to begin with a quote that has stayed with me throughout my entire teenage years. Only the strongest will survive. Those words were spoken to me by my director, Sterling James Whitaker III, director of Phi Gamma Beta Youth Fraternity Incorporated. At first, when I heard this phrase, I thought he was talking about physical strength. But as I experienced life and matured for myself, I realized he was talking about something much deeper. He was talking about resilience. He was talking about perseverance. He was talking about having the strength to go on even when life becomes difficult. As a young Black man growing up in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, there have been many moments where I questioned myself. Moments when I wondered if I was good enough. Moments when I wondered would I be a product of my environment. Moments where I felt overwhelmed by the expectations placed upon me. But even during those moments, there was always a voice reminding me what I was capable of and more. That voice belonged to my mentor. When people hear the word mentor, they often think of someone who gives advice. While that is true, a mentor is so much more than that. A mentor is someone who sees greatness in you before you can fully see it in yourself. A mentor is someone who challenges you to grow, holds you accountable, and refuses to let you settle for anything less than your potential. For many young Black men, mentorship can be life-changing. For me, mentorship became real through Phi Gamma Beta Youth Fraternity. It gave me more than a title or an organization to be a part of. It gave me a community. It gave me a place where I could be surrounded by young men who looked like me, came from neighborhoods like mine, and understood many of the same challenges and experience I faced. It gave me an outlet to express my talents, develop my leadership skills, and discover my potential. But most importantly, it showed me that I am not alone in my journey. Through the guidance of my older brothers and my director, I learned that success is not something that you achieve by yourself. It is something that is cultivated through encouragement, accountability, and people who genuinely want to see you win. In a world where negative stereotypes often try to define us before we have the chance to define ourselves, mentors provide something completely powerful: belief. They remind us that we are more than statistics, more than labels, more than assumptions. They help us remind that our future is not determined by our circumstances, but by our choices. Because of our mentorship, I learned that leadership is not about being the loudest person in the room. It is about serving others. It's about setting an example. It's about using your influence to make a positive impact. Those lessons helped shape the young man I am today. As I stand before you today, I proudly serve as the Vice President of Phi Gamma Beta Youth Fraternity. I am also involved in the National Honor Society, Gifted and Great Scholars, Youth in Government, Thespian Honor Society, and a member of the Baton Rouge Youth Coalition. While those titles may sound impressive, they're not the most important part of my story. The most important part is understanding that none of these accomplishments happened alone. Behind every achievement is a mentor who invested time, wisdom, encouragement, and belief into my life. That is the true power of mentorship. Mentorship creates a ripple effect. When a mentor pours into one young man, that one young man gains confidence. That confidence inspires leadership. That leadership impacts schools, families, and communities. Eventually, one person's guidance can influence hundreds of lives. Imagine what would happen if every young Black boy had someone encouraging him, supporting him, and reminding him of his values. Imagine how many future doctors, teachers, business owners, engineers, community leaders, and elected officials would emerge. Imagine how many dreams could simply be realized because someone took out the time to say, "I believe in you." Mentorship does not eliminate obstacles. Life will still present challenges. There will be many setbacks, disappointments, and moments of uncertainty. But mentorship teaches us how to navigate those challenges. It teaches us that failure is not the end. It teaches us that setbacks are opportunities for growth. It teaches us that strength is not measured by how many times you fall, but how many times you get back up. As I prepare to attend college and continue pursuing my goals, I carry those lessons with me every day. I carry the lessons of resiliency. I carry the lessons of leadership. And I carry the belief that I am destined for greatness, not because someone handed me success, because someone helped discover the greatness that was already within me. Today, I challenge all of us to continue investing in the next generation of young Black men. Be a mentor, be an encourager, be a role model, because one conversation can change a life. One mentor can change the future. One mentor can change everything. And one young man who believes in himself is a young man who can change the world. As I begin to close, I leave you with the same words my mentor has shared with me throughout my journey. Only the strongest will survive. Not the strongest physically, but the strongest in character, the strongest in faith, and the strongest in perseverance, the strongest in their commitment to rise above challenges and become the best version of themselves. Because when one mentor chooses to invest in one young man, there's no limit what that young man can become. Thank you, and may God bless you all.
Man, I just want to say today, talking to all these young men, they all got their own story. They all have their own characteristics, and meeting each and every one of them and their career aspirations and what they want to be when they grow up. Y'all would be shocked to hear what these young people say. We have future doctors, pastors, business owners, entrepreneurs, motivational speakers. Like this is amazing. Just be able to see a group of Black young men, ready to get in the world and take it over. So next up, we have Kason Johnson by the parents of Amber and Nicholas Knight. He will be representing Triumph Lodge number 131 under the worshipful master of Marvin T. Johnson Sr. His place of worship is the Springs, which city being resided in Ruston, Louisiana. A notable accomplishment is that he sung for the mayor at Gramblin's Black History program, founded a debate team for his school, and chosen to do many morning announcements for the full school year. The title of his speech is The Power of Black Mentorship. The name of his mentor is Pastor John G. Telios. I call him Pastor, but y'all, let's give it up for Kason Johnson.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that can truly change a young person's life: the power of Black mentorship. The theme asks us to explore the impact of mentorship on Black male youth and how mentors shape our lives. When I first thought about this topic, I realized something important. A mentor doesn't always have to be rich, famous, or someone you see on TV. Sometimes a mentor is the person sitting beside you at church, a teacher staying after school to help you understand your work, a grandfather who lets you spend the day at work with him, a pastor who chooses to take you under their wing and help you on your journey to Christ, an uncle who takes you fishing to catch up on life lessons, or a stepfather who chooses to show up every day. Throughout my life, I have been blessed to have many mentors. Each one has helped shape me into the young man that I am today. The mentor that I hold most dear is Pastor John E. Tellis, the pastor of St. Paul United Methodist Church. I truly do not know where I would be without his love, support, and guidance. Whether he is giving me advice about life, critiquing me on how to speak and minister to others, or simply just making me laugh with his jokes, his impact on my life is very meaningful to me. He believed in me before I fully believed in myself. At only 6 years old, Pastor Tellis was the first person to allow me to preach from a real pulpit in front of a real congregation. Giving me that opportunity and me hearing the response from the congregation encouraged me to continue growing in my calling. Without his love and motivation, I probably wouldn't even be standing here in front of you all today. My grandfather, who I call Papa, has also been an impactful mentor in my life. He has helped guide me in many ways, but one particular conversation has stayed with me ever since he said it. A few days before I was scheduled to preach at a youth revival, he looked at me and said, "So what are you going to do?" Once upon a time, it was all a game, but now it's real. This is not what I'm saying. This is what the people and the media are saying. Those words made a lasting impact on me. The way he spoke so honestly and directly helped me realize that I needed to become more focused, disciplined, and serious about my purpose. He put things into perspective in a way that I could fully understand, and that moment challenged me to truly commit myself and give my best effort. What meant the most to me was knowing that he cared enough to be truthful with me and encouraged me to rise to the occasion. Starting out at such a young age, it used to just be fun for me. I mean, and even at a young age, I knew that this was my calling and my passion, but I also knew that my immediate family and church family would clap for me and tell me I did great regardless because they were just happy that I was taking a liking in Christ. His words made it real for me and made me realize that I was no longer a 4-year-old kid who started out preaching in his mother's living room to my grandparents, aunts, and uncles. I was being booked to speak at several churches where they expected to hear a full word. So I started practicing and reading my Bible, creating sermons in my free time whenever God gave me a topic to read up on. My grandpa's words gave me the push to turn my passion into purpose. One thing I've learned is that every mentor plays a different role. Some mentors teach discipline, some teach kindness, some teach responsibility. Others simply teach you how to believe in yourself when the world makes you feel different. As a young Black male growing up in today's world, there's constant pressure to fit in. So it's true when they say it takes a village, because being different is not a weakness, it's a strength. And I'm grateful for all the mentors in my life to help me to see that. My teachers have also impacted my life in a big way. Teachers do more than teach math, reading, science, or history. Great teachers help students believe that they are capable of success too. There are days when school can feel difficult or stressful, but teachers who care make a difference. They push students to do better. They help us see potential in ourselves. They help us do better. Education is powerful, and mentors in schools help guide young people towards success instead of failure. The men in my family also help shape who I am. Family mentors teach lessons that cannot always be found in books, that cannot always be taught in schools. They teach us through conversations, through examples, and through everyday life. Just today, the men at this fine establishment were taught us eating etiquette, how to eat properly in a formal setting. That's mentorship right there. One of the biggest blessings in my life has been my stepfather. Stepfather does not always have to step in, but mine chose to. He chose to love, support, guide, and help me into the young man that I am with confidence and purpose. That means a lot to me. In the world where the odds are already against us, young Black boys need examples of positive men who are educated, respectful, caring, faithful, hardworking, and successful. When young people can see positive examples in real life, it becomes easier to believe they can succeed too. As I continue growing older, I hope to become a mentor myself one day. I want to encourage others the same way people encourage me. I want younger kids to know that we were all created for a purpose, on purpose. Because of my mentors, I know that without a shadow of a doubt, I was created for a very special purpose. Thank you all. And please do remember the name, Kason Johnson. I am confidently certain you will see and hear it again in this lifetime. Thank you again.
Y'all see why I said pastor, right? Y'all see exactly why I said that. I'm gonna shock y'all. Y'all ready to be shocked? Oh my gosh. Wait till y'all see the rest of this lineup. Y'all thought the first two speeches had thunderous applauses. Let's move to our next contestant. Our next contestant is no stranger. Is no stranger, guys. His name is Miles Reed. Parents, Denise Banks Weatherspoon and Cedric Weatherspoon. Lodge name and number, Mount Morin Lodge number 17, representing Moran, representing District 4. The name of his worshipful master and sponsoring lodge is Cedric Weatherspoon. The name of his place of worship, Greater Free Gift Baptist Church. That's it. Some notable accomplishments are SGA president, summa cum laude, ranked number 2 in his graduating class, valedictorian, vice president of the Honor Society, Beta Club, Mu Alpha Theta Math Honor Society, Phi Gamma Beta Youth Fraternity, Key Club, Dual Enrollment Honor Student, and the Big Blue Show Marching Band. The title of his speech is The Power of One Voice. And he put me down as the name of his mentor. Let's give it up. Oh, I missed something. I see this. He put this at the bottom. He has special congressional recognition by Congressman Cleo Fields. Right. Let's give it up again, y'all, for Miles Reed.
Good afternoon, everyone. Before I begin, I want you to picture something. Picture an African American who is full of potential, yet no one has ever told him that. He is smart, yet no one has ever shown him how to believe it. He is surrounded by friends who lead in the wrong direction, constant pressure, endless distractions, but has no clear sense of direction for himself. This is not just an image. For many, it is reality. The real question becomes, what happens when that boy finally meets one person who sees him? The answer is simple, yet powerful. Everything can change. That one person, that one voice of guidance and belief can alter the entire course of his life. This is a true impact of mentorship on Black male youth. There are many young African Americans growing up with talent, intelligence, and dreams. Yet they often lag by one critical element, guidance. Not because they do not care or want to succeed, but because they not always have someone to show them how. In a world filled with distractions and influences, the absence of mentorship can cause the brightest potential to go unnoticed and unfulfilled. Mentorship is not simply about giving advice. It is about shaping lives, building confidence, and creating opportunities where none seem possible. Mentorship goes far beyond telling someone what is right or wrong. It is about having someone who truly sees that you are in the moment, but who you can become. A mentor chooses to invest time, energy, and belief into another person, even when that person has not believed in themselves. For many, that belief can be life-changing. Without guidance, it becomes easy to follow the loudest person around them, which are not always the right ones. Those voices can lead to poor decisions, lost focus, and limited vision of what your life could really be. I remember a moment in my life that showed me exactly how powerful mentorship can be. It was after school, a simple afternoon in Baton Rouge. Sitting alone in the classroom after everyone had left. I had just received a grade that I was not proud of. But in that moment, I began to question myself. I wonder if I really was just capable of believing in others, how people believed in me. That doubt sat with me real heavy. Before I could leave, a teacher walked in. Noticed I was still there and asked me why. At first, I tried to brush it off, but he did not walk away. Instead, he sat down and told me something I will never forget. He said, "You are too smart to let one moment define you. Do not ever shrink yourself because of one mistake." Then he stayed, helping me understanding what got wrong and how to improve. But more importantly, he reminded me of who I was. That moment may have seemed small, but it changed my mindset. It restored my confidence. That is what mentorship does when you meet who you are and how can you move forward. For Black male youth, mentorship carries even greater importance. Too often, society places labels, limits on how they can even have chances to define themselves. These labels can create doubt and lower expectations. However, a mentor looks beyond those labels. A mentor sees strength, intelligence, leadership, and potential. They speak life into young men in a way that encourages them to rise above expectations. When a young man begins to believe in himself, everything changes. He carries himself differently. He makes better decisions. He starts to see opportunity instead of obstacles. These transformations does not just affect him, it influences him and everyone around him. Mentorship does not only change individuals, it changes communities. When one young man is guided, he grows. And when he grows, he reaches back to someone that helped him. This creates a circle of support, leadership, and progress. It is how negative patterns are broken and how stronger communities are built. Change does not happen by chance, it happens by choice. The choice is invest in others to guide and to care. It is also important to understand that mentorship is not about receiving guidance, it is about becoming that guidance for others. Every person has the ability to positively impact someone else's life. It does not require perfection or having everything figured out. It simply requires the willingness to show up, to listen, and to encourage someone. Sometimes the smallest words can have the greatest impact. There are young people every day who need just one conversation away to change their life. One moment of encouragement can shift their entire perspective. One person believing in them can stop the strength to keep going. That is the power of mentorship. It does not stop with one individual. It continues to grow and spread. In the end, mentorship is about transformation. It is a difference between feeling lost, being guided, between doubt and confidence, and between potential and meaningful success. One mentorship can change the direction of a life simply choosing to care. The world does not just need more talent or opportunity. It needs more mentors. It needs more people willing to speak life into these young men, Black men, to guide them and to remind them of their worth. Because sometimes all it takes is one voice, one person to see you, believe in you, and remind you of who you truly are and who you have the potential to become. Thank you.
I'm telling you, the more and more I keep hearing different speeches, I'm like, okay, I need to know who need to be on my next team. Like, who gonna be up here to help me talk? And each and every one of them are amazing. When I say amazing, amazing, man, the last guy that just went, this is second time here, and he just graduated. So I want him to know you gonna be on the team, bro. You got no choice. You got no choice. All right, so our next contestant, his name is Tristan Davis. His parents are Cedric and Trina Davis. His lodge, and he's representing Mecca Lodge number 258 under the worshipful master of James Butler. His place of worship is Pleasant Green Baptist Church, which he resides in Pineville, Louisiana. Some notable accomplishments is that he's an archery state champion, Beta vice president, honor roll, Knights of Pythagoras Junior Grand Master Knight, right? The title of his speech is The Power of Presence. His mentor is Deputy David McCullough. Let's give it up again for Tristan Davis.
My name is Tristan Davis, and I'm a ninth grade student at Talga High School in Ball, Louisiana. Before I start, I'd like to recognize my mentor. One of my mentors is sitting right there in the second row, David McCullough. Distinguished judges, hold on. So give him a round of applause for this. Distinguished judges, guests, and fellow speakers, greetings. Today, I want to talk about something that has shaped my life in ways I didn't always understand at first. Something simple, but powerful enough to change the direction of a young man's future. That something is presence. Presence isn't just being in the room. It's choosing to show up, it's choosing to stay consistent, and it's choosing to invest in someone's growth. For many Black young men, including me, mentors have been more than just adults giving advice. They have been men who have stepped in when life was confusing, who listened to me when I needed direction, and who believed in my potential even before I fully understood it myself. Their presence didn't just guide me, it helped shape the person I'm becoming. A father who refused to let me settle for less. A teacher who pushed me to aim higher. A Black man in the community who carried himself with purpose. Their presence didn't just influence my path, it challenges you to rise to it. They taught me that character is built tough enough to give you an example, not just instruction. Their actions showed me what leadership looks like, long before I ever stood in front of an audience like this. Today, I honor those voices, those hands, and those hearts. Today, I speak on the power of presence and how it shaped who we are and who we can become. There was a moment in my life, a moment that still stands out to me, when presence made a real impact. It happened back in middle school during a time when I really wasn't thinking about who I can become or a leader I could grow into. I was doing what I needed to do, getting the work done, A's and B's, but I wasn't really looking at myself as being a leader. One afternoon after a meeting with our leadership group, my coach pulled me aside. He didn't correct me or point out anything I was doing wrong. He just said, "You don't realize the kind of leader you can become." That line hit me because it wasn't about effort. It wasn't about vision. It was about him seeing something in me that I hadn't really fully recognized. From that day on, he didn't just say it and walk away. He backed it up with presence. He noticed the way people listened when I spoke, the way people worked with others, even the way I carried myself every day. He saw potential in the way I handle situations, the way I influenced people without trying, and the way I stepped up when things needed to be done. He pushed me to recognize that potential for myself, to lead with confidence and to take initiative. In the classroom, he challenged me to think bigger. He encouraged me to take initiative, speak with confidence, and understand the impact I could have on the people around me. As my coach, he taught me lessons that I couldn't find in the textbook. He taught me discipline, resilience, and consistency. He showed me how to handle pressure, how to respond to setbacks, and how to keep moving after mistakes. What made his influence so powerful was that he was the same person everywhere. Whether I saw him in a classroom, or at practice, or at a school event. His expectations never changed. He expected me to give my best effort, carry myself with character, and lead by example. Instead of giving me answer, he gave me direction. and a compass along with the tools on my life path. And that's when I learned something important. The right presence doesn't just support you, it sees your potential before you do. This lesson reminds me of a quote from our former president, Barack Obama. Change will not come if we wait for someone, other people, or some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. My coach helped me understand what that means. He could encourage me, guide me, and challenge me, but he couldn't become the leader for me. I had to choose to step forward myself. His presence showed me my potential, but my responsibility was to put that potential in action. But I want to make something clear. Presence isn't about mentors being perfect. It's not about them living our lives for us. The men who showed up for me weren't trying to control my life or make every decision for me. They weren't doing the work for me. They were stepping into every battle for me. What they were doing was something much harder. They gave me space to grow. They let me learn from mistakes. They challenged me when I needed it most. And they weren't trying to be heroes. They were trying to build one. Presence isn't loud or flashy. It's steady. It's patient. It's the kind of support that stands close enough to catch you, but far enough to let you stand on your own. They aren't there to make you dependent. They're there to strengthen our independence. To the coaches, thank you for teaching us the discipline, that effort matters and that characters matter. To the fathers, the grandfathers, the uncles, and the father figures, thank you for your sacrifices. Thank you for your lessons, the corrections, and the examples that continue to shape our lives. Never underestimate the impact of a conversation, an opportunity, or a word of encouragement. We need you, not just to show up, but to stay, to correct us with love and to guide us with patience and wisdom. This is the power of presence. So I challenge every mentor listening. Show up, stay consistent, speak life into the next generation, because one conversation can change a mindset. One opportunity can change a future, and one person's presence can change a life. I know that because it changed mine. We notice, we remember, we grow because of you, but we can also fail because of you. Don't fail us. Thank you.
I'll be brief and I'll get out of your way. Can you turn this mic on? All right. A couple of people told me this weekend, they saw me with these shades on, they thought I was trying to be cool, but I was just hiding my bloodshot eyes because I have family members that are being waked and funeralized today, and I chose to be here with these young men instead of going to the wake and the funeral. So this means a lot to me. It means a lot. I can't do nothing about what happened. She was murdered. She was 5 months pregnant. So he shot her in the head and he shot her in the stomach and bust the baby head. So, but this was important to me. I'll be all right because it's in the plan. But it breaks my heart before our last contestant, Caleb, comes up, because the pressure of this 17-year-old young man, he received a phone call this morning while we were in rehearsal. And a friend of his, one of his best friends, called one to commit suicide, but he stayed and he's still on the end. I'm not trying to influence the judges. I'm just telling you, it takes a real God-fearing person to be up here under that kind of pressure. Whew, that was hard. And Mr. Reed, here's your scholarship from last year.
As we introduce the last, but certainly not the least contestant, his name is Caleb Moore. His parent, Marie Moore. The lodge he's representing is Covenant Lodge number 263 under the worshipful master of Anthony Stanbury. The name of his place of worship is Little Zion Missionary Baptist Church. The city he resides is Opelousas. Some notable accomplishments is a state talented actor, a civil air patrol sergeant, and a deacon. The title of his speech is The Impact of Mentorship on Black Male Youth. Now let's give it up for Caleb Moore.
Good afternoon. Before I start, I want to give all thanks to God. You already know it's hard for me to be here today, but I pushed through and I'm making it only because of God. And before I start, I want to thank my beautiful mother. She's my rock and my soul. I wouldn't be here without her either. So, to the most worshipful Prince Hall Lodge brothers, today we explore the impact of mentorship on Black male youth. And how have mentors, whether family members, teachers, or community leaders, shaped your life or the lives of others around you? Well, I believe to be a young Black man in America today is to walk a path paved with both struggle and starlight. We are born into a legacy of great influential Black men. Yet, we often look out at a world that seems to have written a script for our failure before we even learn how to speak our names. The mission of this contest is to find solutions for the progress of the African American male. I believe the ultimate solution isn't found in a textbook or a courtroom, but in the soul of a mentor, a person who sees our light even when the world tries to dim it. But before we can talk about saving our youth, we must talk about the power of who we are. To be Black is to carry the strength of kings, the wisdom of ancestors, and the resilience that the world cannot understand. It is a gift of providing stability, presence, real-world examples, and a spirit that has won battles and implemented changes against all odds. Our power isn't just in what we do, but in the blood that flows through us. A bloodline of survivors who turn every no from society into a yes for our people. But we must be honest. We must not fail our young men. Across this nation, too many of our brothers are navigating a storm without a compass. When a young man lacks a mentor, he is forced to search for his identity in places that don't love him. This void of guidance is the primary issue that besets the African American community. We are losing the brilliance of our youth because they do not have a hand to pull them up. Mentorship is the instrument we must use to reclaim our future. I stand here today because I was blessed with the foundation the world couldn't shape. My father, a pastor, didn't just preach about faith. He lived it through the shadow of death. He is a man who literally died and came back. A man who looked in the end and faced and refused to give up. He instilled in me how to be a God-loving and God-fearing man. And he taught me that as long as you have a pulse, you have a purpose. He raised me on the truth that let everything that has breath praise the Lord, showing me that a real man's strength is measured by his willingness to rise every single time he falls. Beyond my home, I had the armor of my uncles to protect me. My Uncle Jeffrey mentored me in the most radical act a Black man can perform, the act of being himself. In society that demands we fit in or quiet down, he gave me the courage to be unapologetically me. He showed me that my identity is my greatest weapon and that true courage is refusing to wear a mask to make others comfortable. His guidance gave me the enthusiasm and assurance to speak my truth without fear. Then there's my Uncle Pop, God rest his soul, who taught me that a Black man is never an island. He mentored me in the power of community, teaching me to be accepting of my people. He showed me that we are only as strong as the brother standing next to us. His mentorship taught me that our collective progress depends on our ability to love one another and to see ourselves in each other's eyes. He provided the visionary insight that when we save one young man, we are actually saving a piece of our entire future. When I look into the eyes of my brothers, I don't just see struggle. I see a vision of a new America. I see young Black men who are no longer content with just surviving, but are determined to thrive in fields of technology, medicine, law, and the arts. Our vision is one of ownership. Ownership of our stories, our neighborhoods, and our destinies. We are the architects of a future where a Black man's creativity is celebrated as much as his athleticism, and where his vulnerability is seen as his greatest strength. Growth for us requires a shift from a mindset of competition to a mindset of cooperative brotherhood. We grow when we stop looking for validation from a system that wasn't built for us and start building systems of our own. We grow when we take the spiritual foundation of our fathers and the radical courage of our uncles and use them to implement changes in our communities. Growth is steady, daily work of becoming the men our ancestors dreamed of, men who led with love and fight for justice. Through these young mentees, our voices will be heard. But those voices only matter if there is someone there to listen and to guide. We cannot afford to be cooperative brothers only in name. We must be mentors in spirit. We must reach out to the young men on the corners and in the classrooms and alter the depth of profundity that was offered to us. The solution to our problem is sitting in this room. It is the willingness to be the God that someone else is praying for. In conclusion, mentorship is the bridge between a life lost and a life found. From the pulpit and the miracle of my fathers to the courages of my Uncle Jeffrey and Pop, I have been shaped by men who refuse to let the world break me. Their mentorship is why I have the voice, quality, and projection to stand here today. Let us embrace this program and continue to work the work of our ancestors. In the spirit of Prince Hall, may our voices in the souls of those who guide us forever be heard. Thank you.
So I want y'all to know, when I asked that young man, what did he want to be? What is the career path he wants to go? And he said, I want to be a motivational speaker and a public speaker. Was that motivating y'all? Let's give him one more round of applause. You motivated me. You checked me for a second about what type of mentor I want to be. Well, as we get ready and conclude, I want to go ahead and pass this back to our to our director of this program.
What's my name? Mike Jones.
Brother Tyrone Glover.
I'm gonna turn it over to Grandmaster Slaughter.
Good afternoon. All I can say is, wow. Give these young men another thunderous round of applause. I was reflecting on this first contest. J.W. Vaughn, who is now 102, but he looks like he's 75. He's the picture of health. Mind is sharp as a whip. Started this program. And he said, we are going to do this for our young men and the future of our young men who look like us. I must admit that when he said that, at the time, it was beyond my comprehension. That was 28 years ago in Alexander, Louisiana. I have a picture of it. And he said he started two programs. This program and the Masons as Mentors program. He said, we're going to name this program the Ralph Slaughter Oratorical Contest. I said, let's go find some other name. We don't need to name this after me. Just name it the Oratorical Contest. You know, we're going to name this program for you. I don't know what he saw in it. We argued about it a little bit, but he was going to always win that one, okay? That's like arguing with your wife. You're going to always lose. That's just the reality, brothers. So it doesn't do much good to argue. But as time went on, this program grew, and the quality of the talent. The young man who won the first oratorical contest out of Alexander, I watch him on Facebook, and he has a successful law practice in Houston, Texas. He's also now the city attorney for the city of Shreveport, Louisiana. Jonathan Gordon. And I now can see the future of these young men. But a few years ago, when JW decided after COVID, he was not going to go out a lot just because during that time, everybody was worried about getting COVID and stuff. He still hadn't come out much, but when you talk to him, you go see him, you realize that he's full of life. And so I asked him this. What in the world are you taking? I'm looking at you, you 102, you a picture of health. We had a celebration for him for his 99th birthday, and he was out there, and he was much better shape than probably 80% of the people in the room. He said, let me tell you something, young man. I don't eat nothing but them tangerines. So I bought me a case of tangerines. And I'm still buying what? Them tangerines. But I called him this morning. I said, I thought about trying to bring him out here, and I decided, no, I'm going to follow it. But I called him. I said, I'm going to see if I can get him on this Zoom. He said, I don't do Zoom. He said, but I'm going to have Jude's his son. I'm going to have Jude call you. So we sent it. So I'm sure he's watching this. But a few years ago, I decided, even though he blessed me with the name of this program, it was more befitting to name this program the J.W. Vaughn Oratorical Contest, because it was his vision. And he carried that program for years, and it's now off the chain. Now, it becomes my task, because I have not lived up to his expectation. I'm not going to get into it, but deputies, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Because every district should have one of these young men. All right? Now, y'all got by this year. But know it, before this year up, there's going to be some kind of consequence, fines, If we wasn't running behind, I'd make y'all stand up here and speak in these young people from your area place. Because we got to grow this program for these young men's sake. And every year, they go on and on. I mean, y'all awesome. Y'all put the, and let me say this, they have to write their own speech. We give them a topic. Man, and when I was y'all age, I couldn't have done this. I'm just being honest with you. Now you got to write your own topic and come in and stand in front of a crowd of people and deliver it. At your age, I'd have been frightened to death. So I commend you for that effort. But it's going to get better and better and better. And we now record it and, you know, we put it out on YouTube for people to see this presentation. How much time you need from me? Okay, I'm not rushing you. Okay, so as time, now let me tell you something else about life. As time went on, I picked up some of J.W. Vaughn's characteristics. J.W. Vaughn was an educator in my parish. He was the principal of my elementary school, and he succeeded my father in every position my father had. My father was during the early days, what they call a gene supervisor. Every parish had one that was responsible for the education of people in color in that parish. And my father didn't speak as much as J.W. did, but he done passed that on to me. I can talk with you all day if I have to. That's why I want to know what my time was. I'm going to fill your time up. You ready? Okay. Come on, sir.
Before I announce Joseph is going to come in and say a few things, we have the rules are the rules. So I don't need anyone getting upset. The rules have been the same for a long time. But stand up. I'm going to let him announce what he wanted to announce. Stand up. Go ahead.
So y'all know Pastor did a great job today, right? Did y'all know Pastor, and I'm going to keep calling you Pastor because you said that's what you want to be, and that's what you're going to be, is the youngest brother up here out of all the contestants. As a matter of fact, the youngest contestant to ever compete in this competition. Let's give another round of applause for that. "12 years old. Did y'all hear that? I told him, I said, I need you to be the officiant at my daughter's wedding when she get married. Because if you talk how you talk today, oh my gosh, Lord have mercy. But let's give one more round of applause, y'all.
But he competed. He competed his heart out. The rules are you have to be a freshman. That's what, he still competed, Mr. Reed. He competed. He did an excellent job. But unfortunately in life, this thing we call life, we're rules and regulations. But he's able to come back when he chooses. He's only in the 6th grade. Do you see that love? That's real love. That's what love feels like. It's all right to smile. It's okay to be happy about that. This is going to be all over YouTube, by the way. And that was for you. Only because you're 12, but Grandmaster said let him compete. And I'm not going to lie. Y'all better be lucky he's only in the 6th grade. Yeah, because somebody wasn't going to play, so I guarantee you that. But the administrator will give you a beautiful certificate for participating. You're able to come back next year. I look forward to you coming back next year and winning this thing. Do you understand? Thank you, sir. All right. Grandmaster, I'm gonna need you down. Yeah, Rock, I'm gonna need you down there as well. I need you down there with Grandmaster Rock. As a matter of fact, boy, you did awesome, man. I'm so proud of you. You have no idea. At 12 years old, I wasn't thinking about doing this at all. At all. A lot of it in the audience, look at this. This is a beautiful crowd. This is a large crowd. All right. And the fifth runner up. Rock, you ready? Hold on. The fifth runner up is Mr. Davis. Let's give him a hand. Go ahead, superstar. You may as well go down there now too. Go ahead. Leave it there. Just go down and get your certificate. Let's give him a hand while he's going down. Give the preacher a hand. The fifth runner up. It was a tie. Mr. Johnson. Don't worry about it. Mr. Johnson is done. He's where you need to be. You got it? I need both of y'all to stay down because I want to take a group picture. Go back down if you don't mind. Mr. Parker. Mr. Parker, can you stand on your feet, please? Is that Parker, Parker? What you? Man, why you make get down? In third place, Mr. Parker, who forgot his name. What district is that again? That's No, I always call last names, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. What's his last name? Okay. Did y'all hear that? I have 5 names on this sheet, and I don't have his name. Stay down there. Kim, grandmother about to jump on me. Come back down here. Come on, give me the right name because I might have gave him the wrong trophy. He's right? Well, why don't I have his name on this paper? Grandma, I'm sorry. Pure gangster. Grandma, something else, boy. Grandma love her baby. Ooh, Lord. Grandma done made me hot up here. God. Second runner up, it's Mr. Reed. We're going to take a group picture with everyone. Or if you're going to be anything like your grandmother, not Mr. Reed, this one over here. Ooh. Yeah, I got you, Grandma. And the winner, Reverend Caleb. From District 6. Oh, Mr. Kemp, your name is on the second one. Grandma, I got it. Yes, ma'am. All right, we're gonna take a group picture. All of y'all, come on, we're gonna get one group picture. I need y'all in the picture too. I'm up here. I'm not, you just get me. All right. Yes, sir. Let's give them a hand, everybody. Peace. All right. Okay, go ahead. And I want to give a special shout out to our door sealers. Thank y'all very much. My security at the door. Thank y'all. Come on, Grandmaster. Rock, you have any closing remarks? Yeah, come on. We have one thing before we let y'all go that's very, very important. What this young team, this young committee been working on. I mean, the leadership under AC, what they're doing over there in the district is just second to none. They have something special that they presented to me that I want to present to all of you. And moving forward, we're about to take the JW Vaughn Oratorical Contest to the next level. Go ahead.
So again, how everybody doing? So this year, we know the theme and the topic was amazing, right? Well, to the district deputies and the contestants that's going to compete next year, we got the topic already ready for next year. And we got the package ready. So if y'all can pay attention to the screens, that will be the official promotional flyer. So now the districts, when you go into your local schools, your school boards, your lodges, we're going to have a promotional flyer that you can use to recruit contestants. Remember, 9th through 12th grade, that's what we're really aiming for. If we can get every district to have a contestant, that would be amazing. I would love to see 16 plus young men up here competing. Honestly, 16 plus. This flyer will be sent out to y'all as well as with the packets to be turned in, the deadlines and everything, and dates are already ready. But this is coming from the committee, and we just appreciate y'all, and good luck to next year.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Mr. Caleb, here's your scholarship. No more waiting. You're in the crowd over there. Mr. Miles, here's your scholarship. Mr. Caden, Parker, Kim, Grandma, Mom, Kim, stop it. Quit taking my shine before I call you up here. Here you go. Congratulations. Stand up, scholarship.
Well, this includes the 2026 JW Vaughn Oratorical Competition. We hope to see y'all next year. Hope to have this room packed just like this or even more. Y'all have a blessed day and travel safe.
Members of our program has ended. Members of the 6th district, if y'all want to celebrate with your candidate, y'all can at this time. Yes. They getting ready to start what? Oh, they finna call on, so y'all got to be very quick. Drop it. Don't drop it. Don't drop it. I'm gonna put some dominoes on it. Yeah, I put some dominoes on it.
To the brothers, we are gonna call back on in 5 minutes. 5 minutes, brother. Call back on. I got the doctor gonna talk and then.
That required.
Y'all get on them. No, you're all right. Yeah. He's back there.
Well, how long is it?
We're gonna be here probably another 30 minutes. Why? What's the problem? Hmm? What's your hurry? Huh? Yeah. What you gotta do?
That's the main point to go home.
Me too. Me too. Listen out.
This is your job.
Yours too.
Really? Look at that. It's the difference when your name's right there.
Your name's up there too. We don't speak into the mic. Your name's up there too.
Starting back.
Hmm? I'm gonna give him a couple of minutes. I'm gonna see if I can ease him on out of there. I'm gonna say a couple of things. Spread the word, brothers. Let's get our brothers back in the room, please.
Come on, all doctor.
Yes, sir. Did y'all? Brothers, take your seats, please.
Brothers, if you didn't eat at the banquet and you still need to sign, we have the sheet for you to sign. Right, 16 issue. You might want to write 16. I'm talking about it. Yes, sir. Hey, I'd say about a third of people didn't maybe a little bit more. Back then. Exactly. Yeah, Willie, how long is your name? Oh,
Yeah, I'll tell you.
oh, that's good. Right.
Okay, I'm gonna let you make that announcement. That's what he been doing? Yes. Uh-oh. If they haven't found me, don't just tell them, come on in. Hello. Come on in. Some of y'all might not have your apron, but come on in anyway. Come on in. Brothers, this morning, Doc was here and I didn't know he was here. And I asked him to stay for two reasons. One, I wanted him to be able to talk to you because it's a topic we cover every year. But every time we leave this session, I get no less than 10 people who have called me and said, look,